Education in Nigeria now is very what? Not very poor. Expensive. It's very expensive. Not all use. In fact, if you want to know what we are losing in Anambra State or even in the Southeast region, go to Muka Obosi and see the army of youths there. And these are the ones that have been excluded in education. So they have to go to another area and try their luck. Because one must live, man must work. Yes. Now, lack of adequate involvement of youth as stakeholders throughout the project life cycle, which limit community ownership of projects. You see, when these projects are there, you see those of our age managing projects. And after some time, some of us will be no more, and then the project begin to suffer. Why can't we bring, in fact, Anambra State has a structured community administration where our 8th grade system, they were there now. When we were growing up, there were the people maintaining the streams. There were people having some basic guidelines and laws that prevent pollution of our streams. What are they now? They cut grasses, they keep everywhere clean, but they are no longer there. Next slide. So there is need for a strong youth action, which I call fellowship, to drive SDGs. You should come together to form youth works association at the community, local government level, local government, state and national levels. These associations shall form a network of these at these levels. All these activities of youth regarding
we say it is a movement, and we started with the clergy. We have met with the Catholic the Archbishop. My minister has also met with the Muslim cleric, and what we are left with is the president's car, which we just missed narrowly last year, and we are begging for another. As soon as we get that, we'll be talking about the interfaith. Again, how can we use religion to push the campaign to end open defecation? We're looking at times when the religious will mount the pulpit and while as part of their sermon, talk about it. In fact, when we started discussing it, there was this Reverend Father that said, Madam, we're going to talk and well. Because you go behind the churches and everywhere, it is all open defecation. You go around our mosque, it's all open defecation. This, we need to see how it can work. So again, we are looking for different strategies and opportunities to see how we can end open defecation in Nigeria. And I'm happy His Royal Majesty is also here because we are about to enter the traditional rulers. Again, that's local government in Bauchi State is one local government I was part of from the beginning to the end. The Emir of Das took it upon himself and ensured the delivery of that local government open defecation free. And there was a strategy and something he put in place. He said, any of my chiefs, if these people come to certify or come to verify this, and you are found wanting, you will be dethroned and you'll be flogged in front of your wives. Do you know that he did it with one of his chiefs? And everybody sat up. And that was the delivery of that local government open defecation free. So why am I saying this? We really need to see what strategy can work for us. It is really appalling in the 21st century. We're still talking about open defecation in Nigeria. We go out to the streets, and it is so bad today that somebody will walk majestically out of his car, park, and then walk into the bush. For him, it's like, I'm going to use myself. What can you do? Let us even get to the level where somebody is like, for defecating in the open, you have been charged. In fact, there was one state, I saw it, I don't know how true, and they said, man, jailed, 3 months. for defecating in the open. How will that sound? Well, there's something I knew about Nigeria. They fear well. If it happens to one person, everybody will do it. So again, how can we go through that to see that we end open defecation in Nigeria? Now, of course, that strategy I talked about.
Something say something. Once you see something that has to do with sanitation challenge, just a picture you take and post online can create reaction, can bring solution. So these are all the things we are looking at when it comes to monitoring, evaluation, accountability. And when the stakeholders see that there are people who ask questions, there are people who hold them accountable, then they will be strict. They will be more concerned because they know that anything you do, there's somebody who is watching. But when we leave the politicians, when we leave the government officials, a lot of people don't know what we're talking about. So there is a need for deeper sensitization and engagement of young people. Next slide, sir. So one of the strategies we want to, or we are suggesting, or we have been applying is what we call the Youth Wash Response Club. The Youth Wash Response Club. Remember that wash means water, sanitation, and hygiene. Prof talked about young people organizing themselves. Young people organizing themselves. So in young people trying to organize themselves, we are trying to have a unified organization system where we can have what we call the Youth Wash Response Club. And the Youth Wash Response Club is said to be grassroots, youth-led organizations operating at the ward level. Our target here is the ward level. We know that at the community level, we have wash homes. We also know that at the local government level, we have the wash departments, wash units on. But at the ward level, there has been a missing link there. And we believe that establishing or setting up youth wash clubs at that level of ward, who can provide technical support to the wash clubs, can give us faster and better sustainable results. So here we talked about the youth wash club are grassroots youth-led organizations operating at ward levels, designed to engage both in school, and out of school youth in local sanitation advocacy and action. The club is coordinated by the Youth Wash